Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Texit AllStars live event tonight. We're so glad that you have joined us. I am your host, Cheryl Stockham, and I am so glad that you're here with us today. Tonight is going to be an exciting event where we get a chance to share with you a lot about crypto mining. So, anything you didn't think you knew, now you'll get to know what it is, and perhaps you'll have some questions. So please feel free to put any questions that you might have in the chat. We would love to hear from you and answer your questions. So we're excited to be with you and for you to be with us. And again, we give you a welcome to crypto mining. We are live, and I will be introducing to you very soon my wonderful husband. Yes, I am the wife of Casper Stockham. Again, my name is Cheryl Stockham, and I have been in the business for quite some time. As a matter of fact, not in the business of crypto mining, but as an entrepreneur and a solopreneur. When I met my husband, we began to do business together once we got married, and it has been an exciting journey. But I don't think there's one that's been any more or as exciting as what we have learned and what we have endeavored in crypto mining. I'm going to tell you, I wasn't really excited about doing crypto when my husband first brought it to me. First thing I thought was, oh my goodness, here we go again. Like everybody else, we have made money and we have lost money. And so we had taken a little bit of a hiatus and we just really hadn't been doing anything. But when he brought this to me, he said, I think this is good. This is a lot better than Bitcoin and crypto. And I said, well, honey, okay, let's give it a try. And I got to tell you, I have no regrets. After our first event, a live event like this one that I attended, when we were done, I said, husband, where's my minor? I want a minor too. And so I have one. Of course, my husband has one. My sister-in-laws have them. Our daughters have them. It has been a family affair. So you're going to learn a lot tonight about crypto mining. But let me go ahead and introduce you to my wonderful husband, Casper Stockham. My husband has been in a lot of different business ventures. And as I said before, some have been extremely successful, and then you always have those bumps in the road. But he is an entrepreneur, he's a marketer, he's a solopreneur, he's owned businesses, um, and he is a trainer as well as a speaker and an author. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited to welcome you and introduce you to my wonderful husband, Casper Stockham.
Hey, sweetie, thank you so much for that introduction, and I really appreciate that. Hey, folks, you are in the right spot at the right time. I'm going to share some information with you that I think is going to really um, get you in the right position to make a decision and move forward with Texacoin. But I got to share some bad news with you first. And the bad news is our dollar is really in bad shape and has been in bad shape for quite some time. Back in 1917, when the I'm sorry, 1913, when the Fed was created, it started to put the dollar in a position and started declining, and that decline has not really stopped. In fact, in 1971, when Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, it got worse. And now today the dollar doesn't buy a whole lot. In fact, the dollar is in the cents range, 5 to 3 cents range as far as what it can purchase. And when when I was growing up, I could take $2 and take a friend to the movies, and we can get into the movies and buy um, uh, popcorn and all that stuff, and still have some change left over. Can't do that today, right? In fact, I took my daughter to the movies using my crypto debit card from Coinbase, and it was about $60 for the movie and just some a drink and some popcorn. So that's not a good place to be with the dollar. That's the bad news. The good news is crypto is becoming more and more accepted in the marketplace. Not completely accepted, but just more and more accepted. Even just a couple years ago, big banks, JP Morgan and so forth, they were all dismissing crypto. Well, Bitcoin and other large cryptocurrencies have now become mainstream, and the big banks are now taking advantage of it. Now, sometimes they won't allow you to take advantage of it, but they will definitely and are taking advantage of it in a big way. Matter of fact, all of them are involved in the crypto space. They're just not telling you about it. And Coinbase is a cryptocurrency platform. It recently started trading on the S&P 500 back in June, and it surged to 43% in June, making it the top performing stock on the S&P 500. That means that crypto is mainstream. Now, if that wasn't enough, a couple months ago, President Trump signed the Genius Act. And the Genius Act really connected crypto to the US dollar. And it helped actually the US dollar, it strengthened the US dollar, kind of like putting us back on the gold standard, but now using crypto. And it did some other things, there's some good and bad and everything the government does, right? But for the most part, it put up guardrails so that we can now do more in the crypto space. President Trump also signed an executive order that allowed for cryptocurrencies to be accessed through our private equity, through our 401ks. That is huge as well. Again, it's becoming more and more mainstream by the minute. Now, by show of hands, how many of you guys were out there and really took advantage of the Bitcoin phrase or even caught it or even caught a glimpse of it? Yeah, right, exactly. So I saw Bitcoin when it was like $50 a coin or so. And I'm asking myself, who in the right mind is going to spend $50 on a mythical coin? You can't do anything with it. Nobody else wants it or even knows what it is. But one day it's going to be something. And I'm saying, yeah, sure it is. Well, I missed it. And so did the founder of Texit Coin. Bobby Gray, he talks about it in his testimony. He said, I was right there watching it grow and I missed it. So back in '09 to 12, it was a hobby, right? People were kind of playing around with it. That's kind of when I saw it. And then it became a venture. People started actually making money with Bitcoin. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. But still didn't get it. And then it started to scale up and people were making really good money. I mean, millions upon millions of dollars in between 16 and 2020. And now from 20 to 24, it's become a corporation, a large corporation. Large banks are taking advantage of it. And now it's become an institution. And now it's almost impossible for the average person to really get into Bitcoin and do anything with it. It's kind of owned by the big banks and overseas interests and so forth. Again, that's the good news and bad news. But a lot of us missed that Bitcoin wave, if you will. But it's time to start doing some crypto mining. And we can do that now with Texit Coin. So what is Texit Coin? Well, Texit Coin is American-made, that's very important, blockchain that is rooted in transparency, security, and community engagement. Unlike other crypto projects, Texit Coin is run by real leadership, experts in the world of alternative currencies. That's also important because we know who's running Texit Coin. In fact, I was just on a corporate call with the founder of Texit Coin. He happens to be in Thailand right now. It's in the early morning there. And he was telling us about some of the updates going on with the company, and it was just a mind-blowing conversation. Our first goal is to reach $16 by February 2026. This is an old slide, and I'm going to explain that to you here as we go along. Texit Coin is really like a Bitcoin time machine because we get to go back and learn from the mistakes that Bitcoin made. And yes, even though they made mistakes, they still climbed to number one in the marketplace. So we've learned from some of those mistakes because in the process of growing to number one, they also sold out, right? So the small individual owner now is kind of few and far between. Large entities now are buying millions, hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin and really taking control of that particular market. So why Texit Coin? Well, it's based in the U.S. soil in the great state of Texas. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are controlled by some foreign governments and institutions that they actually set out to disrupt. That's what they set out to disrupt, but now it didn't happen. Over 90% of cryptos and meme coins out there are made out of thin air and scams, pump and dumps, and all this kind of stuff. You'll see as I go through this presentation that Texas Coin is real and it's a proof of work type of program. There's zero pre-mined coins with Texas Coin. Some of the other coins out there are pre-mined and then they release them at a certain amount within a certain amount of time. Well, Texas Coin is we're mining every day for the coin that we produce. The power consumption is very low with Texas Coin. Some of the other mining operations with Bitcoin are very, very high. So there's a lot more to that you need to look into. So Texas Coin went live in April of 2024 at 0.028 cents. Now today, I just literally took this slide about an hour ago. We're trading at $5.51. Now it's going to go up and down a little bit, but it's going to stay pretty consistent. In fact, we're kind of like at the bottom part of the hockey stick as we're going to shoot up. We have multiple mine sites operational right now. We have grown to over 21 in our community as far as miners. We actually have more than that. I'm going to show you an updated slide here in a second. And we have brought in over 50 million in revenue for the company. Again, that's actually increased within the past few weeks. Now, this is a disclaimer, okay? This is not financial advice. We're just kind of sharing what's going on with Texacoin. Now, here is an updated slide. I literally just took this about an hour ago. So we're at 73 million in revenue, and we have over 3,000 mining operations going on right now across America and even in some foreign countries. So that's not necessarily 30,000 people, but that's 30,000 miners because some people have more than one miner. All right, so, oops, there you go. So why would Texacoin be the next big crypto? Well, again, real people, real leadership. Bobby Gray is the founder and fearless leader of Texacoin. He created the American Open Currency Standard in 2008 and is still going today. He's an alternative currency expert, testifying in front of Congress in 2012. The most famous guy you probably never heard of due to designing of the original Bitcoin design in 2012. So he invented the cold storage coin that a lot of people in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have used. He bridged the gap between the physical and the digital world with the cold storage coin, and champion of honest money with over 17 plus years of experience in the field. And we are producing a proof of work concept that is rare in the industry. In fact, we're the first ones to do it. Now, there might be others that try to copy it, but we're the first ones to do it the way we're doing it. And I'm going to get into more of that here shortly. The Texacoin is a product of combining the principles of honest money and the financial technology of our time, and that's a quote by Bobby Gray. This is an image of the cold storage coin we have at Texacoin, and again, Bobby is the creator of this particular coin. You're going to get one of these in your packet in the mail, and it's going to hold your coins as your coins grow in your account. So over time, this coin is going to become very, very valuable. You want to make sure you keep it with your gold and silver because, again, it's going to be very valuable, worth millions of dollars potentially down the road. So you want to keep it safe in a safe place so you can access your crypto. Here are some images. This is how it started. It started in Bobby's garage with different mining server units and stuff. Some of them are liquid cooled. You can actually stick your hand down in the liquid. I don't know if I actually want to do that, but liquid cooled server units mining the cryptocurrency. And some of our, I think this is actually in Bobby's living room. Some of these pictures were taken. That's Bobby Gray at the top there, pointing out some larger units that are being installed. And we have increasingly upgraded our mining equipment over time. In fact, the largest unit that we have so far is this fog hashing unit. This is actually being installed right now in different locations throughout Texas. And I think the first location to come online is in Victoria, Texas, I believe. We're going to be flipping the switch on this one here in a couple weeks. So we are continually building out this mining operation. We're crowdfunding to build out the mining operation that you can participate and take advantage of. Here are some billboards from back in the day. When I say back in the day, like earlier this year, we were at 20 cents and 57 cents and $1. And here are some billboard ads or some ads running in the airports. We're in Dallas Airport, Austin Airport, Houston Airport, and even some other airports. In fact, I believe we have over 700 billboards now throughout America, mostly in Texas, Florida, and other states. Here's some um, truck billboards that were going up and down the strip. So some of us actually won a trip to, all expense paid trip to Vegas, and these are the billboards that were going up and down the strip when we were there. So we took some pictures of those. Here are some vehicles that have been wrapped from some of our Texas leaders, just driving around in their very expensive, I might add, vehicles wrapped with Texacoin. Here's a hot air balloon that went up just past weekend. They had an event in Plano, Texas, and that was the balloon that went up. Here's some images of us in Vegas when we were hanging out there and enjoying the festivities and sharing Texacoin with folks in Vegas. Just some more pictures of us doing that. More pictures of the community, those folks. The picture in the center there is me and Bobby. So somebody had just told a funny joke when they snapped the picture. So that's kind of cool picture of Bobby. Just a really down-to-earth guy, you know, shorts and flip-flops most of the time. So selling Texacoin is really easy to go from mine to money. This is kind of like a map to do that. You start off in your Texit wallet. It takes about 8 to 10 minutes to get that from there to the trading platform, either DexTrade or Bitmart. And then once you sell it, it takes about another 4 to 20 minutes to go from there to your crypto wallet. You're going to need a crypto wallet if you want to access your coins over to get them to your bank account. So Coinbase, Crypto.com, Kraken, MetaMask, you name it. You're going to need one of those one of those crypto wallets to get your money from the exchange to your bank account, and then you can have that money sent to your bank account, Chase, Wells Fargo, whatever, and it takes about a day. Sometimes it takes longer depending on your bank because sometimes they like to hold funds depending on how much you're transferring. Sometimes they like to hold it for 24 hours, 48 hours, or whatever. Now, there's a better way to do it. This is the way I like to do it a lot of times. The same process in the beginning, from your Texas wallet to your trading platform, and then to your crypto wallet. Then you can use your debit card from your crypto wallet, and you can use that to buy stuff just like you would any debit card. You can buy gas, you can go to the movies, you can buy groceries, whatever. Same thing, it operates just like your debit card, so you don't even have to send it to your bank. Now, this is the path to 16 that we talked about earlier, but we have a new path that I'm going to show you here in a minute. But our path to 16, we've already blown through these numbers. We haven't gotten to 16 yet, but I'm going to show you here in a minute. We're in September right now. Bobby was projecting through the plan that we have, the path to 16, that we'd be at $2.75. Well, I showed you earlier, we're already double that. So we're already blowing these numbers out of the water. In fact, we have a new projection that I'm going to talk about here in a minute. But let me ask you a question. Do you want to wait till we're at November's rate of 529 and we're already at 5 something right now? So we're already at the November rate. We're 2 months ahead of schedule is what I'm saying. Or do you want to wait till the end of the year we get to 745 or January to get to 1039 or February to get to $16? We're already ahead of schedule, so we're going to be there quicker than you think. In fact, we have a new plan called the Path to 80. So Bobby has laid out the Path to 80, and the plan is to get to 80 by February. Not 16, get to 80 by February. Again, this is not financial advice. We're not financial planners. We're just talking to you about the plan that we have to get there, and so far we have been ahead of where we thought we would be at this time. So here's some of the explanation on how we're going to get to that $80 by February. So Texacoin is doing it differently than the traditional ICO, and that's a initial coin offering like EOS, TON, Ethereum, and Binance. What they did was they used venture capitalists to raise the funds to launch their coin. What we're doing is we're crowdfunding it, crowdsourcing it, right? We're using the average individual that can come up with $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 to help us build out their mining infrastructure. So we're crowdfunding, not venture capital controlled. We're delivering results and returns in real time. You can go to your account literally the next day after you get your miner, and if you want, you can trade that coin the next day. There's no caps or there's no limits on it. Okay, there's no lockup on it. Growing profitably and scaling up fast. We are scaling up very fast. So to go from where we are to $80, that's a pretty bold statement. That's a very fast growth. The coin is liquid from day one. It's always been liquid. You can go through that process to sell your coin on the market anytime you want. No lockups or forced holdings. You don't have to hold on to it for a certain amount of time. No artificial scarcity. Coins are mined daily. So we're not creating this scarcity and saying, well, I don't know when we're going to release it, then we release some coins. No. We mine coins daily. It's a very controlled process. Every day we get coins dropped into our account, and we can turn around and sell those coins if we want or hold them. The biggest challenge we have in Texas Coin is nobody wants to sell their coin. Everybody wants to hold on to it because we know where we're going. So that's the biggest challenge actually we have right now with Texas Coin. There's more people that want to buy Texas Coin now than people that want to sell it. The miners can sell whenever they like. I already mentioned that, right? The risk of a big pump and dump is behind us. Understand the folks that got in when it was at point 2 something cents. Some of them have already cashed out or cashed out enough to where there's not going to be any large cash outs or bailouts because a lot of those folks are in the community. They're just like you and me, right? If you're a miner, if you get a miner today or tonight or tomorrow, you're going to be just like them, and you're not going to want to cash out either because you want it to go to the next level. So you're waiting for that next big 10x, 20x or whatever. So the risk of a pump and dump is way behind us at this point. New miner sales create new sales cycles. So every time new miners come in, they're not going to sell when it gets to 16. They want it to get to 160 or whatever, right? So they're going to hold on to it for a while. So the potential for a pump and dump just goes way down. So 16 gets us to proof of concept, and we'll be there probably within the next couple of months. And then 880 puts Texacoin on the top 30 cryptocurrencies. That's our goal. That's where we're headed. Super, super jazzed. Now, we also, as part of that process, the path to 80, we have to have some liquidity reserves in place. A lot of the exchanges demand it, and the market demands it, and we are performing. So these are accounts that anybody can look at. That's one of the cool things about cryptocurrency and the blockchain is these things can be verified. You don't have to take my word for it or even Bobby's word for it. You can verify these accounts, and these accounts are growing. We're always putting more funds into these accounts. The next account, number 4, is a gold bullion account. We're working on it as we speak. Bobby said he's headed to, I can't remember the country, and going to be putting that account in place very, very soon. I would guess within the next week or so. So we're always building out these pools and increasing our liquidity reserves to make sure that we are a solid company. Now, people think about mining versus buying Texacoin. Which one is better, right? And they both have their place. But when you mine Texacoin, when you join us as a miner, and you really should consider doing this, the payouts are daily, passive income for the next 135, 36 years, generational wealth building. That's what mining does for you. Access to our weekly community meetings with Bobby Gray. I was just on a call literally less than 30 minutes ago. Earn bonuses and trips along the way. That's what you get with the mining. But when you buy Texacoin, there's nothing wrong with it. You can buy Texacoin for as little as $5 now a coin. But you have a set amount of TXC, a set amount of coin. There's no payouts and no bonuses. Now, it's going to grow. It's going to be a good thing to have, but there's no access to our community or inner circle. And once you sell it, you have nothing. So if you sell that coin, you don't have any coin anymore. But with mining, even if you sell half of your coin or even all of your coin, guess what? The next day, you have more coin. That's why we're excited about the mining side of things. So these are potential returns between silver, gold, Bitcoin, XRP, and Texacoin. And this is not financial advice. Again, I just did a quick little analysis using ChatGPT to see what the returns would be on these different types of investments. So with silver, $1,000 in silver after about a year, you're going to get about a 15.5% return. That's not bad. That's not bad with silver. Gold is actually a little less right now, but again, these numbers could change, right? Because this is a always changing market. But $1,000 in gold after about a year, looking at about a 10-11% return. With Bitcoin, 1,000 investing in Bitcoin, it's a lot better than silver and gold right now with Bitcoin. It's about 134%, which is good, but there are things that are better. For example, XRP. People talk about XRP all the time. $1,000 investment in XRP after about a year, it's about a 408% return. That's pretty doggone good for the XRP. Now, with Texacoin, $1,000 in Texacoin, you're looking at about 1,150% return. And folks, that is actually a little lower than what it actually is. Okay, I'm being very modest on that percentage right there. And these are all based on us reaching 16 within the next year. We plan on reaching 80 within the next 6 months. Just saying. And if you get a miner, it's actually even better than just having the coin. Because a miner keeps mining. The coin stops. If you have $1,000 in coin, that's all you have. But you have a miner, you have $1,000 in coin, but the next day you have more. And the next day after that you have more. And the next day after that you have more. So it's a much better position to be in. Texas coin is literally like, it's like the goose. It's like buying the goose, having the goose that's laying the golden eggs. So you can buy the eggs and they will go up in value. But if you buy the goose that's laying the golden eggs, every day you have more eggs. That's a better position to be in, and that's where we are with Texacoin. So we are crowdfunding our mine by selling mega hash packages, also called seats on a rocket ship. These payouts are Texacoin to your cold storage wallet daily. Without mining, our blockchain would be insecure and not be the same as real money or real crypto projects. So you can get started with us for as little as 995 hours, and the packages can range up to 50,000. It really just depends, but you can get started for 995 hours one time. That's a one-time potential cost. And we have something coming down the road called cross mining. I'm not even going to try to get into it right now. It will keep you up at night if you think about it. So the way that we help build this mine is through our crowdfunding and our Rapid Rewards program. This is no different than any other program out there. A company's trying to get more customers when they offer rewards for bringing customers to them. Sometimes hotels do it, sometimes airlines do it, sometimes car rental companies do it. So this is not a new concept. But with Texacoin, it is a very profitable concept if you help us build the mine and share it. You can earn up to $3,000 per week if you do it, if you share it with other folks. And you don't have to, but if you do, you'll make some pretty good money. In fact, if you have 3 points on your left and 3 points on your right, you're going to earn $1,000. If you have 6 points on your left and 6 points on your right, you earn $2,000. And if you have 9 points on your left and 9 points on your right, you earn $3,000. Now, I've actually done all of these a couple of times, so it is definitely doable. It's something that the average person can do. All you have to do is share a link and let the process take care of itself. That's it. No hoops, no hurdles, no unlocks, just volume, structure, and results. All right, so now I have a real treat for you. So this... I'm going to call him a young man. I think he's maybe 1 or 2 years older than me. But I'm going to bring him on. But before I do that, I want to play this for you, and then we'll bring him in.
Evangelist, husband, father of 8 children. It's Dr. Stan Harris. 10th degree black belt in Ishimu Karate. Voted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame. Author, life strategist, entrepreneur, breakthrough speaker. I've spoken in all 50 states and 28 countries. You might be just one step from your breakthrough. Any barrier that God did not set was made to be broken. It's breakthrough time. As a matter of fact, check out www.breakthroughcard.com, breakthroughcard.com for more powerful videos. God bless you.
All right, I'm going to introduce you to Dr. Breakthrough. He's been called one of the most entertaining and enlightening and electrifying speakers in the circuit today. Traveled the world speaking in all 50 states and 28 countries. Voted into both the Black Belt and Motivational Speakers Hall of Fame. Author, minister of the gospel, happily married with 8 children. He has been in the top of 7 different companies with the greatest success of building a team of 1.5 million members worldwide in 6.5 years. He's also a Texit leader and a good friend of mine. Let me bring up Dr. Breakthrough. Sir, are you there?
Hey, man, it's a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. Casper, man, what a powerful presentation that you did. Thank you very much for all that you do to make a difference in this world. Thank you for what you're doing. And man, I'm telling you, awesome, great slides, great explanation, great presentation. And if you're out there and you haven't gotten started yet, folks, I'm telling you, you got to get back to whoever invited you and get started. Now, I always give this disclaimer as Dr. Breakthrough. I always say I can't provide a breakthrough. I just prescribe the breakthrough. However, when people follow the breakthrough prescription, God Almighty provides the breakthrough they desire and deserve. And what's a breakthrough? It's exploding through barriers that at one time seemed insurmountable. You see, they used to say a man couldn't run a mile in less than 4 minutes, but Roger Bannister didn't believe that. So he started working out, practicing, and he's the first man to do what we call break the sub 4 minute mile. Wait a minute, doctor said your lungs would explode. You couldn't do that. And he said, no, I don't believe that. So I believe, Casper, that somebody watching this live or maybe somebody watching the recording is going to have a bumblebee breakthrough. Now, what's a bumblebee breakthrough? Well, aerodynamically, it's impossible for the bumblebee to fly. Why? They say his wings are too big, or too small, rather, in proportion to his body being too big. But guess what? Although aerodynamically, according to the experts, it's impossible for the bumblebee to fly, he flies anyway because he doesn't believe what the experts say. And I'm telling you, when you listen and implement some things, pardon me, that Casper told you about, my friend, some things that you get with Texit Coin, you're going to have a bumblebee breakthrough. Some of you are going to, be able to do things that they said you couldn't do. Maybe you used to believe you couldn't do. It was so powerful the other day, Casper, you gave a powerful testimonial. And there was another gentleman that was homeless. He was homeless when he got started with this. Somebody put him in, blessed him, and guess what? And now he's maxing out at $3,000 a week, and now he wants to do even more. See, I've never seen anything, get this now, as that's so powerful and so practical. As a matter of fact, here's what I tell people. If you want a financial breakthrough, I prescribe Texit Coin, getting a minor. Listen, if you want excitement in your life, if you want to have fun, because Texit Coin, it's fun, it's kind of futuristic, my friend. And guess what? It's meeting a great need. And so what I'm telling you is this, my friend, when you heard what Casper said, and when you think about, for instance, when you think about, and I don't know if I'm able to share my screen here, Casper, I've got a short testimonial I'd love to be able to play by a pastor, good pastor friend of mine, who's
Yes, you can share your screen. Yes, sir.
Okay, he's been making money every week, and but this week he had an extra good week, and I'll share that here in just a minute. As a matter of fact, let me see, what would I have to do to share this screen here is a little different than my Zoom. Dr. Breakthrough said.
It should be a little image of a screen with a plus sign in the middle of it.
Okay, there you go. And then share screen. Okay, there you go. Screen sharing. Let's see here. And then it says screen sharing. Let's see here. Works best on a good computer. Okay. Well, let me share the screen. It's y'all telling me all this. All righty. So I guess I got to go to my window. Let's see here. And okay, I'm not seeing it. Okay.
There's a couple options. There's window, and then there's
entire screen.
Yeah. There's website. There's a website and window, I think, or something.
Okay. Well, it's on. Let me see here. So what I did was it's I pulled it up where it could be on my screen.
Mm.
So, but I don't see where I can click on it. So, like if I move away from what I see now, I see it right behind this screen. Let me try
It
to do
should
that.
be a window then. It should be on a window.
Okay, window. So let me do share screen again. I apologize, folks. Hold on. And let's see, share screen. And let me click window. I don't see anything popping up in the window. Okay.
Okay.
So that's my Mac. Okay.
Oh yeah. I don't know
All
on
right.
Max. Sorry.
Well, anyway, this is a pastor been preaching 40 years, Dr. Hayward Robinson, and he's made a couple grand every week. But this past week was his first week doing 3,000. He maxed out the comp plan, which he'll do this week as well already. But the joy of this busy pastor, matter of fact, he connected us to the National Baptist Convention. They just recently had one with 15,000 members, so I was able to get Bobby connected with and then the president of this big National Baptist Convention. So they got another big one coming in January and also June. And they want Texit Coin to be the main supporter of this event, sponsor, and then have Bobby or one of the other leaders speak, and then we have breakout rooms. And so I'm just telling you, this thing is exploding. So one of the things that Dr. Haywood says, and that he and I start putting some things together, and it goes like this. You might want to write it down. I know they say note takers are money makers, but Dr. Breakthrough says, but action takers are bigger money makers. And it goes like this. Coins must be minted, okay? So, coins must be minted. And so think about this. Do you want the coin or do you want the minting that can create as many coins as you want? And obviously the secret is you want the minting that produces the coin. So number one, coins must be minted. Number two, cash must be printed. So do you want the cash or do you want the printing press that can legally print the money and print as much cash as you want? And obviously your answer would be, I want the printing. So coins must be minted. Again, cash must be printed, and then crypto must be mined. And we're not talking about pitchforks and axes and things like that. No, we're talking about these supercomputers that solve problems that create the crypto. So as Cass was saying, do you just want the Texit coin or the XRP or the Bitcoin or whatever else, which I have all those, or would you rather have, get this now, be able to buy a mine, get this now, where for 135 or 137 years, it's producing a coin every day. It's kind of like, you remember they said, instead of just giving a man a fish or a woman a fish, teach them how to fish. Well, Dr. Breakthrough says, what about this third option? What about empowering them to buy their own fish farm that'll produce as many fish as they want, and somebody else takes care of the upkeep? That's what we have with the miner here. See, in other crypto programs, I would say it's coin accumulation. No, now I say it's miner accumulation. Accumulate as many of these mines. And so here's what I ask people in a nutshell. Haven't you worked long and hard enough for your money? Are you now ready to hire your money to work for you? And your answer is yes, yes, or of course, yes. Let me say it again. Haven't you worked long and hard enough for your money? Are you now ready to hire your money to work for you? See, we're going to talk about a hands-free money system. We're talking about set it and forget it. Because when I got started, Carl set me up to speak for the company here in McKinney, Texas. I live just north of Dallas. And I speak for a bunch of different companies. And matter of fact, just got in from speaking in Florida and flying out this weekend to, where am I going? Oh, Atlanta, and about 1,200 people. There's a big AI conference, and they pay me well and all that. And I'm sure I'll get a bunch of those folks interested in Texit Coin, getting a mine. Hello, somebody, not just a coin, the mine. But anyway, watch this, my friend. What I'm saying is this: there's a big difference between rollover money and rollout money. See, I've been paid as much as $1,000 a minute, and I'm not trying to say it to impress you, but I want you to understand that I've worked on my craft, right? So watch this now. So here's what I found out. Even though getting paid up to $1,000 a minute, I got to roll out and speak, right? Guess what? I got other business ventures. I'm a coach. I'm a consultant. But guess what? I got to roll out and coach and get paid. I got to roll out and consult. But guess what? When you get your miners, guess what, my friend? Now instead of roll out money, you can have rollover money. Say, what's rollover money? Well, I'm glad you asked. See, rollover money is like in this tomorrow morning, I can roll over and kiss my wife. I call her my ABCD, my adorable brown caramel delight, my ABCD angelic blessed chocolate delicacy. I mean, right before I came here, we were eating at the restaurant. The guy said, "You want some dessert?" And I pointed to my wife. I said, "No, sir, I bought mine with me. 100% natural," right? But I'm saying I can roll over tomorrow, kiss my wife, and I'm still getting paid. Why? Because Casper told you, because the mind is constantly producing. And I'm telling you, my friend, my mind will work for me. It worked for you. It'll work 24/7. It doesn't even take a lunch break. It doesn't take a bathroom break. It just works and works and works and works. And the beautiful thing, it doesn't matter whether you have several doctor degrees like I have, or if you have no degrees. Guess what? You can hire it to work for you. It doesn't matter whether you have a record. A lot of people I know that spend time in jail or the penitentiary, and it's hard for them getting a good, decent job. Well, guess what, my friend? You don't need a job when you can learn how to hire your money to work for you by getting these minors. And it doesn't matter, again, my friend, whether you're high class, middle class, low class, or no class. It doesn't matter. Listen, there's no racism. There's no prejudice. There's none of that here. Listen, my friend, I am telling you today, there's a lot of times they don't want to hire people with gray hair. Now, I thank God I've been psychologically unemployable for the last 35 years. You couldn't get me a job. Why? Because I learned that profits are better than wages. But guess what, my friend? The only thing better than profits is having your own miner that's producing profits 24/7 without you. So I'm telling you, it doesn't matter whether you're male or female. Guess what? Hire the miner. It works for you constantly and consistently, my friend. And guess what? Like in the scripture says in 2 Samuel 22, verse 2, it said, everyone that was in distress, everyone that was in debt, and everyone that was discontent came unto him, talking about David. And David took what the world considers a bunch of misfits and built the world's strongest army. I believe one of the world's strongest financial armies is being built right here in Texit Coin, and you have the opportunity to be part of that, my friend. And so we invite you. Listen, we invite you to become part of this. Don't procrastinate. Why? Because procrastination leads to devastation. Procrastination is the assassination of your destination. Thus, you must act now. And so, my friend, it's time for you to hire your money so your money can work for you. It's time for you to get rid of that slow moving turtle money and get you some fast reproducing jackrabbit money. And so again, as Dr. Breakthrough, I can't provide the breakthrough. I just prescribe the breakthrough. But if you want a financial breakthrough, if you want a legacy breakthrough, if you want a leverage breakthrough, I prescribe you to get your miners working for you. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Excellent as always. And we have a couple questions. I don't know if you want to stick around for that.
Well,
Let me
course.
see. One question
Hey,
is,
hey
what
Casper, I'm so busy
Yes.
when I sleep, I wiggle my toes. But when Casper says he needs something, I'm here. Come on now.
Thank you, sir. What is the easiest way to get involved for those folks who have not signed up yet and they may not have a mentor?
Well, if you don't have a mentor, then you want to get with, again, if you were invited, you saw this advertising, get with Casper. I'm sure he'll give out his information. And the beautiful thing here is this is not network marketing, by the way. We don't have an upline and a downline. We have what I call a success line. And the success line means each of us create and empower the success for the rest of us. Come on, somebody.
Right.
So in network marketing, I'm like, no, I got to keep this person away from Casper. No. Here, we're all benefiting. We're all being blessed. So again, get with Casper if you found out. Now, I know I did a lot of advertising. If you found my advertisement, you can get with me. But I'm saying, and we're going to help you. We're going to empower you, my friend. But I'm telling you, Casper knows this thing inside out. He's been around here for quite a bit, and he can really bless you. And so, yes, get with him or get with someone, however you found the advertisement, and they will assist you.
Exactly. Whoever sent you to this recording, to this live stream, excuse me,
Yes.
get back with them and they can help you out. If not, reach out to any of us and we'll help you. Even if you're not somebody that we referred, we'll get you in touch with the Texas Ranger in your area or whatever.
Right. By the way, we have what's the success line. We have a team. Folks, write this down quickly. TEAM. Together, everyone accumulates money. That's why we all help each other. Team. Together, everyone accumulates money. Go ahead. Next question.
Absolutely. The next question I'm going to answer because they're asking about the recording for this program. So I'm going to close us out here by answering that question. All right, folks. So it's, I got to put this up on the screen, back on the screen. So it's really simple business. It's so simple, just a cut and paste business. Share the link, share the information. There's tons of videos, there's tons of ways to get information about Texas Coin, and then get your miner ASAP.
Yes.
It's very, very easy. So the first site you need to know about is mindtxe.com. That's the corporate website, and they're going to be updating that website, but that's a really good place to get some more information. And then help.mindtxe.com. Get your questions answered. You can literally type in your question and get a really good answer from there. So I'd actually start there with your questions, and then also reach out to the folks that invited you to the call, and also reach out to the folks that are already in Texacoin. Now, don't ask your mailman about Texacoin if he's not in Texacoin, because I can guarantee you he's not going to be able to give you a good answer. He can give you an answer on how to get your mail from where, point A to point B, but don't ask him about Texacoin. And then we have a Texit AllStars.com site, and that is the answer to your questions as far as the recording. We have initial information about Texacoin. It's also our team site, and all the recordings are posted there within a matter of less than 24 hours. This recording will be up there as well. TexitAllStars.com, and then just look for the links at the bottom, and one of them says recordings. You click on that link and you'll see all the recordings, including this one here tonight. All right, I don't see any other any questions coming up. So I want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. I want to thank Dr. Breakthrough for shining tonight as well. And folks, listen, this is a rocket ship. We are on a rocket ship. You better hold on tight. We're going to $80 per coin by February. Okay.
And
so
beyond.
And beyond, and beyond. That's just a starting point, right? So, and beyond. So get your questions answered, get a miner, and we will see you on the next live next Tuesday. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
God bless you.